Another thing I wanted to ask you is we kind of talk about like looking for like the first position. What about building a long-term career in Israel beyond just finding the first job?
Right.
What do you think Olim should focus on building a strong and sustainable career here?
If someone comes to Israel, instead of asking themselves, what did I do in America or what did I do in England? That's what I can do. That's not the right way to think of things. You should think about it as an opportunity to relaunch your career. Ask yourself not what you have done, but what you want to do, right? If you just find yourself doing what you've always done, then when are you going to, achieve dreams? When are you ever going to do what you want to do in your career? So, if you made Aliyah and you want to break in, ask yourself what you want to do. What is your dream? What is your professional dream? What do you want to accomplish? And even if it's something you haven't done in the past, that's another thing with Israel. Israeli companies, like they'll hire a person, that they have a connection to, that they're impressed with, that they seem talented, even if they don't have the exact same skills. I had a good friend who was whatever. I don't want to give away too much information, but he had a job and he hated it. And I was driving him to work one day and he was literally crying. He was like, I hate my job. And I'm like,
Wow.
Okay, well, what do you want to do? He's like, I'd love to work in marketing, but I never worked a day in marketing. I don't study marketing. I don't know anything about marketing. The next day, a friend of mine, an old friend of mine, reaches out. He's a diamond company. And he says to me, I want to hire someone for marketing. I said, listen, I could send you someone who has the experience, who has the skills, or I could send you someone who's super talented, doesn't have the skills, but he's a hard worker and he's a fast learner and he'll do well. And he said, okay, with that kind of endorsement, and he hired him. And within no time, the guy was running the company. And he didn't have any marketing skills before. So I'm a big believer in talent over skills. Skills you can acquire. If you're a talented person, you're willing to work hard, I don't think, it matters what you have done. Obviously, you're not going to be a ballet dancer or an NBA player, right?
The story you told, it's very similar to how I got into HR. I didn't, get into the specifics, but it was something very similar. I was working in my personal brand on LinkedIn, and people were seeing me active, and a friend that is connected to a VP HR, and she asked this friend of mine, do you know anyone who is a talent acquisition? She told the VP HR, I know Carol, she's really good. She wants to become a recruiter, but she doesn't have experience, but she's amazing, and so on. And that's how I got hired, and they really trained me to be a recruiter. So yeah, they also believed in my potential, not much in my credentials. But I didn't become the CEO of the company. It's a bit different.
Yet.
Yeah. No, I'm the CEO of my own company, right?